After a billion-dollar hailstorm hits an area, your focus should be on running your business, not on insurance claims. We have helped streamline the insurance process for hundreds of roofing contractors across the U.S., and we can do it for yours too. Visit us online at c3adjusters.com and learn how we can help you save time and get claims paid faster.
Good afternoon, everybody. Lead meteorologist Sean Choquette here for our daily 12 p.m. hail forecast. This one's going to be kind of a hail recap, or I guess lack of hail recap from yesterday. Kind of try to talk over what exactly happened. We like to remain a little accountable when we do a forecast and things don't pan out. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. But before that, shout out to C3 Group and Merlin Law Group for both being our loyal sponsors. You can check out their pages in the description below, as we have every single day. And an extra shout out to C3 Group. I know Kirk McCluckey, one of the engineers of C3, who went chasing, even though it wasn't as crazy as what we were expecting, he still had a great time, and we enjoyed having him with us. So, can't hear anything. Is my mic on? Dang it. Is it actually working? No, it's on. I don't know why somebody said that. Okay. Anyway, just want to make sure the sound was working before we got going. Before we get into everything, of course, just do a little bit of checking in with stuff. April 23rd, that's next week in Dallas. Highway to Hail, coming to Cam's events. We are getting towards the end of this here. We got the 23rd, 25th, and May 3rd. And then after that, we will probably not be doing too much of the traveling in terms of not storm chasing and everything. So, going through that, new website and app are up as always. You can go ahead. Need some guys, give us a call, some training. Yes, we did have some website issues this morning. Our servers were not working out too great. I think we had too much traffic or something. So I think that is fixed now, but we do know about some issues that. All right, this is fake news. There it is. I figured we would get one of those comments. So, with that, what about yesterday? What happened? So obviously, we didn't get giant hail, honestly, anywhere. And I know, especially in the DFW area, I think the news media was going real hard on yesterday as well. We were going pretty aggressive on that forecast, and yet somehow things didn't pan out. Now, of course, the baseline of everything is it's the weather. I mean, when I go aggressive, it's still a 50-50 shot, and that's just because Mother Nature can throw some curveballs. Things don't pan out too much, and nothing is quite a sure thing. There were three major things that really kind of went into play for why stuff didn't pan out yesterday. The first failure mode was we had an area of cloudiness pretty much all the way up by about Muskogee, all the way down eastern Texas, like literally the very eastern sides of the Metroplex. Never really got out of those clouds yesterday. And that really minimized instability. You needed things to get warm and really unstable to have big time hail, especially in this part of the risk, and that just didn't happen. The clouds just never went away. That was not really forecast, so when it just kind of stuck around, you're like, well, whatever. Western areas where you needed the storms to form, that did actually have a lot of instability. It got very warm, very unstable, but it looked like the cap was unfortunately much stronger than anticipated, so it held all those storms to just a few bigger clouds, and unfortunately, it didn't make any storms really happen. So we were sitting there going, okay, it's coming, and that's the thing that really sucks about it is you get to about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's when you start thinking, that doesn't seem to really be panning out, but we're seeing it's getting warmer over by Weatherford and everything. We knew what the convective temperature was, the temperature we needed to break that cap. We just didn't quite make it there. And then on top of that, I think there was something else that pushed through a little earlier in the day called a gravity wave that might have added a little bit more stability. So at that point, we're too far gone. Storms have already not really formed, and we're sitting just kind of going, well, I don't know if that's really going to pan out. We knew that that was going to be the case, and then all the hot rapid refresh model we show started backing off as well, actually not too long after I did the forecast video. So, that's unfortunately what happens sometimes. You have something that was what looked to be a lock, or you see a signal that's screaming giant hail in Dallas for 2.5 days. You go, you can't not mention it and try to prepare people. And with the news media as well, not only do they get ratings and they wanted to let people know, because especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you get hail quite often. People get mad. You want to prepare them. And of course, the one time you try to prepare them, it ends up crying wolf and nothing happens. We try really hard. We obviously hate it when things don't pan out. We don't want to just cause hype and get you guys all fired up and then have nothing happen. That's not good for us either, because we want to be held accountable and have, the accreditation to be like, hey, we try to forecast things accurately, but unfortunately, sometimes things just don't pan out. This is probably the South version of Southern Plains version of when a big snowstorm in the Northeast fails to materialize. Sometimes things just don't line up. There's something computer models don't see, something we don't see, and then it just doesn't work out. It's an imperfect science. So anyway, the last thing was, once the storms did finally form, they were both too far to the north and to the west of the area. You guys probably saw that. Derek was up in this. Not only were they far away and moving in the wrong direction for Dallas to get hit, the storm mode was real messy. It took the large-scale forcing, the cold front coming in, and everything just went up, and you couldn't really get any big hail out of that. So, exactly. It's all a prediction. I know most of you guys are fine. I know a lot of people, there's always that impulse reaction. You get mad and whatnot. You get over it. We move on. We just like to try to hold ourselves accountable. We don't want to just be like a hype machine or anything. So anyway, that's all we got for that. We have the forecast for today, which I'm telling you is going to be pretty low end. We have quite a bit of activity already ongoing, and by activity I mean a lot of rain. I think there's going to be a lot of wind today, but hail not so much. We have a squall line already in effect, already in progress in Louisiana, pushing off to the east. So your best chance of hail is maybe an isolated hail core that forms, or a little storm that forms ahead of that line. And that's why you got that 2% chance across Jackson, Mobile, New Orleans, up to some half-dollar size hail. Again, very isolated in nature, very low-end risk. It's unfortunately one of those lines of storms that doesn't have too much in the way of hail. You see the future radar, and that really does show, again, just a line of storms moving through. You could see that occasional storm that has a little bit of hail in it, but for the most part, I'm really thinking today's going to be a wind risk, pretty low-end hail threat, unfortunately. Now, we move on to your day on Friday. Preliminary forecast here, again, kind of the same story as what we were talking about for today, where it looks like you have that line of storms going to continue moving to the east. There looks to be a better chance that storms are going to break up a little bit further to the north in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Virginia, and North Carolina, which is why I have the majority of the hail risk here, up to some half-dollar size hail. Anything that can be isolated, you can get some half-dollar size hail, and maybe, just maybe, things will kind of die down a little bit tonight, and you could get a better chance for more storm development on Friday. That's what happened on, I think, Sunday, when you had that pretty good storm in Ohio and Pennsylvania. That's all it really takes to get a little bit better hail. But for the most part, I think tomorrow is going to also be pretty muted compared to what could happen. So, future radar for that shows you see the storms kind of break up, and anything that breaks up, that's the much better chance of seeing any hail. Otherwise, mostly a wind threat, especially in Georgia, down towards Florida. I don't even have a hail threat for you guys, so that probably means it'll hail. So that is what we are expecting. Yeah, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose some. That's unfortunately what happens. Going into that 5-day, what do we expect for the Easter weekend? It looks like it's going to be pretty quiet. I jumped all the way. The whole thing just went right up there. So today and tomorrow, again, very low-end chances of some hail. Saturday, Sunday, I think the weekend, your holiday weekends will be very quiet. So spend some time with the family. I think Saturday and Sunday, no hail at all. That next risk moves in starting next week on Monday. I can show you guys that there. It's going to be off to the west in western Oklahoma and parts of the Texas Panhandle, far northwestern parts of north central Texas. Area of risk there, up to tennis ball size hail. Any storms that form, this could also very possibly be pushed to Tuesday, depending on how quick the next system moves in. It could move in a little faster, could move in a little slower. If it's a little slower, it won't be till Tuesday, and then we'll be talking about the same thing all over again as another system pushes across the country for the majority of next week. We'll have to just kind of see how things play out. Maybe we'll get a little bit better hail then as well. Each system seems to kind of whiff a little bit, which is unfortunate. We're in a very active pattern, but unfortunately that doesn't translate to a lot of activity because it's the weather, a lot of failure mode and severe weather. Why does all this good hail get wasted on Texas? Well, this is also the peak time of year for Texas as well. Don't worry, things do move to the north as the spring continues. All right, guys. So that's really all I got for you today. There wasn't a whole lot going on. We got, okay, a bunch of comments just came in. I think that might have been comments coming back in again. So make sure you follow us here on Facebook. Hit See First. I know we didn't do any live streaming with the chasing yesterday. I guess they didn't have much cell phone service in the area, and also they weren't chasing too much for a while, but we will keep this going. Hopefully, we will have more activity. Well, we do posts pretty regularly. Hit See First. Any sort of live coverage, of course, will be right at the top of your news feed if you hit See First, and you get notifications through Hail Trace. Give us a call, 855-334-4245, with any comments, questions, or concerns you may have, or if you need help with getting more familiar with our new website and app, you can email us to info@hailtrace.com. Of course, if you have any more questions, want to find out more, you can go on hailtrace.com. Follow us on Instagram. We were fairly active on there yesterday. You probably could see the picture I posted. I was driving back to the office last night, and I kind of accidentally hail corded myself and got a $250 size hail in Oklahoma City. We do have a couple 2-star maps that were made from yesterday. You can go check them out. Fortunately, nothing was too high-end yesterday. We kind of kept things a little held back because there wasn't. We don't want to like hype up any sort of hailstorm that was not that great. So with that, I'll see you guys again tomorrow at 12 p.m. Maybe we'll be surprised by some surprise event. Those seems to always be the ones that have really good hail. So we'll talk to you again tomorrow, guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday. Do those hail dances. Maybe get a nice little surprise storm or something. We'll see you at 12 p.m.